If the thing holding you back in your business is the fear of other people's opinions, today is an episode for you. Oftentimes, what I hear people say is, I'm not afraid of hitting publish. I'm not afraid of the camera. I'm not afraid of the caption. But what they are afraid of is what people might think after they do all of those things. So if you're afraid of that one person from high school seeing your video and rolling their eyes, or if you are afraid of a stranger leaving a helpful critique, or if you're afraid of being called too much or too loud, or the big one, a fraud, listen to this. You do not have to soften your message. You do not have to make it generic. You do not have to be safe for all of those other people because all you have to do is be you. And today we're going to talk about the judgment trap. And I'm going to show you why your brain treats a mean comment or an unsolicited comment like it is a physical attack. And I'm going to give you a tool to neutralize those imagined opinions so that you can finally speak your truth without flinching. All right, so here's the biology of it all. For most of human history, being rejected by the group or by your group meant that you were being kicked out of the tribe. And being kicked out of the tribe meant that you didn't survive outside of it because oftentimes it was just one tribe in this big area and you were left out to survive. And your brain right now in this time frame still feels like it's about 10,000 years ago because that is how our brains are hardwired. So to your internal security guard, a dislike or a critical comment feels like a threat to your survival. And this creates the state of hyper-awareness. And what that does for us is it gets us to start scanning for potential threats. And we start looking for potential exits and ways that people might mock us. And we look for what could happen. Essentially, we're trying to perform for the critiques instead of leading our audience because we're so focused on what might make us be ostracized that we're not actually speaking to who we want to speak to. And so instead of trying to ignore the fear, let's reframe it today so that you can actually share what you want to share. Now, before we talk about this week's tool, I want you to hit the subscribe so that you don't miss next week's Business Fear Buster. And I'll let you know what that is at the end, so do not worry. But today, the tool for week 2 is cognitive reframing, but let's just call it the opinion neutralizer. Now, when you feel that fear of judgment is creeping in, I want you to run these imagined opinions through 3 different filters. So the first filter is the who filter. In this filter, what you're going to do is you're going to ask yourself, is this person currently where I want to be? Because if the answer is no, then their opinion is technically just noise. You don't want to take direction from people who haven't been to your destination. So again, if that person is not currently where you want to be, you can release their opinion. And so the second filter that we want to look at is the cost filter. And in this one, we want to ask ourselves, what is the cost of staying quiet to please people who are not paying your bills? That is right, because every time that you soften your message to avoid a critique, you are literally paying for their comfort with your potential revenue because they aren't paying your bills. So allow yourself to recognize that maybe they are not your audience. And so you want to go through that cost filter. And then filter 3 is the neutralization filter. Instead of they're going to think I'm annoying, I want you to reframe it to they might have a reaction, and that reaction has nothing to do with me. And why I'm encouraging you to reframe it in that way is because opinions are about the person giving them, not the person receiving them. Okay, so When someone is providing their feedback or when they are annoyed, that's about them. That's about their reaction. That's about their response. If they are annoyed, that does not mean that you are an annoying person. It just means that they felt annoyed. Okay, so again, opinions are about the person giving them, not the person receiving them. And that is how we can use that neutralization filter. The goal here, it isn't to get everyone to like you. That is absolutely impossible. The goal is to move from hyper awareness, where you're obsessed with everyone's reaction, what they'll say, what they'll do, and go instead into this self-trust, where you are obsessed with your mission. So we go away from obsessing about their reactions to obsessing about our mission. And when you trust yourself, you realize that a bad comment isn't a reflection of your worth. It's just information. It's just data. It means that you've A, finally been seen, but A, that's just one of many opinions. And so if everyone is saying, hey, this doesn't align, maybe that's the time to look at it. But if it is one person and then many other people are saying something different, that's just noise. And I want you to remember, you cannot be magnetic to your dream clients if you are not willing to be polarizing to the people who aren't for you. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going out there and just putting people down, but it does mean that when you share your voice, when you share your wisdom, when you share the knowledge that you want to share to help other people, those that want to hear it, your dream clients, are the ones that are going to receive it. And those that are not ready to receive it or don't want to, it's going to feel polarizing for them. And that's on them, not on you. So you have to be willing to be too much for the wrong people because they are going to see it that way. And that, again, doesn't mean that you are too much. It just means that it's not right for them. Now, your challenge for week 2 is this. I want you to post the uncomfortable post. So if there is a post right now that you haven't posted because you're so worried about what other people are going to think or say, send it, post it, because it's absolutely okay to share with people that you want to work with or that you want to help or that you want to serve. And it is okay to have other people that don't agree with you. It's absolutely okay. It doesn't mean anything about you. Now, once you stop worrying about what they think, a new problem may show up. And this might be that you start worrying about what you think. You might start second guessing yourself. You might start having that imposter syndrome. You might be afraid of what other people are going to say. And does that mean that I'm not good enough, right? You're taking what we talked about today, and now all of a sudden there's something wrong with me. And this is exactly what we're going to be tackling in week 3. I'm going to be showing you why you're overthinking every decision in your business and give you the future self tool to stop that spiral and start taking action. But in the meantime, I want you to write up that post and I want you to share it. And feel free to share it below so that we can all go like it as well. And I will see you in week 3.